Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to cut and sew this simple cut together sleeve bubu dress with drawstring on the waist, and it also has two pockets in front. So I achieved this style using 2.5 yards of African print fabric. So this video is very beginners friendly and very easy to follow. So if this is something you are interested in, make sure to keep watching and make sure you watch till the end so that you don't miss out on any detail. And if you find this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel and share with your. So for this dress, I made use of 2.5 yards of African print fabric. You're going to need your tape roll, your chalk, your scissors. So we'll be cutting out both the front and the back panels together, and I have them here. I have my fabric in a fold of 2. So the front panel is in a fold of 2 and the back panel is also in a fold of 2. So to get the amount of fabric to fold, you're going to divide the biggest part of your body by 4. So mine is my hip measurement. So my round hip measurements divided by 4 is 11.5 inches. So I added 1 inch for seam allowance and I added about 4 extra inches for ease. So depending on how free you want yours to be, you can go ahead to add more inches to yours. So I have about 16 inches here on fold, so that is 32 inches for the front and 32 inches for the back. And the length of my dress is 37 inches. I added 2 extra inches to it for the folding allowance. So I'll come over to the upper part of my fabric now, and then I'll mark half of an inch. So I'll take out half an inch from that 2 inches at the lower part and just take half an inch. So this is going to be the shoulder line where we'll be marking all the vertical measurements from. So we mark vertical measurements from that line. So the first thing to do is to come over to this shoulder line and place your shoulder to shoulder measurements divided by 2. Mine is 8 inches. So because it's a cut together sleeve, I'm going to just use the remaining part of the fabric, which is 8 inches, as my sleeve length. So after that, the next thing is to mark the neckline. So the wideness of the neckline I worked with is 3 inches, which is very suitable for this kind of bubu dress. And then the depth of the back neckline is 1.5 inches. So I'll go ahead to connect it together this way. On the front neckline, I'm going to just use 7 inches for now. So I'll mark 7 inches and then connect it all the way to the neck width. So after that, I'll come over to this line again and come down by my round armhole measurement divided by 2, which is 9 inches for me, and I'll add 1 inch for the seam allowance, making 10 inches. So after doing that, I'll come to the shoulder line and come down to my hip line. So from my shoulder to my hip line is 24 inches. From the shoulder down to where my hip is 24 inches. And on this hip line, I'll mark my round hip measurement divided by 4, which is 11.5 inches. I'll add 1 inch for seam allowance and 3 extra inches for ease. That is 15.5 inches. I'll mark it there. So from that 15.5 inches, I'll connect it all the way up to this armhole area this way. And then I'll form a curve at that point. So after doing that, I'm going to just extend this line all the way down to the full length of the dress. So this is what we have. Let's go ahead to cut it out. So guys, before we cut it out, I forgot to take the shoulder slope, so I'm going to come down from this line by 1 inch and then connect it all the way to the neckline, forming a slant. So I'm going to replace that 1 inch now at this armhole point. Sorry, we were supposed to do this earlier, but I forgot, and then I'll just curve it out. So this is the part where we'll start cutting from. So let's go ahead to cut it out. So after that, I'm going to take the shoulder slope and then I'll cut out the back neckline first. So I'll separate the two pieces from each other and then I'll take the front neckline and then open up the center front, since we're going to be having a built-up collar. So let me go ahead to open it up for you guys to see. So we have two pieces of the front panel, as you can see, and 1 piece of the back panel. So let's go ahead to start joining the fabrics together. So I'm going to open up the back panel this way and then place the pieces of the front panel on it, right sides facing each other. this way. So merge the shoulder areas together, just as you can see me doing in the video. So make sure you align it very well before joining. So after aligning, I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and join the shoulders together using 1/2 inch. And when I'm done with that, I'll come over to the sides, starting from the armhole. I'll stitch it all the way down using the 1-inch seam allowance. So when I'm done, I will show you guys what it looks like. So guys, after joining the shoulders together, this is what it looks like, and I also closed up the side like I said. So I'm going to flip it over to the wrong side now, and then I will notch this arm area, this curved area. So this is going to help the fabric relax very well on the right side even before you iron it. So I'll do the same thing for the other side, just the armhole area. So this is what it looks like on the right side now. So you can see how relaxed it looks, not looking squeezed and all that. So the next thing we want to do is to cut out the built-up collar for this dress. So the first thing is to get the midpoint of the neckline. So turn the back neckline this way, get the midpoint of the back neckline, fold it into 2 this way, and then notch the center point. So what I'm going to do is that from that center point that I notched, I'm going to measure it all the way down on one side. So take your tape rule from the notched part, go ahead to measure it all the way, this opened area. Now this is where the collar is going to be. So just go ahead to measure on one side all the way down. So on one side I have about 43 inches, so it's going to be the same thing on the other side. So my fabric length for the collar is going to be 86 inches. So let me go ahead to cut it out and show you guys. So before you insert this fabric strap, you can decide to take out the measurement of this strap from the center front of your dress. But for mine, I didn't bother to take it out because I'm going to still fit the waist with a drawstring. I hope you guys understand. So I want the wideness of my strap to be 1.5 inches, and I cut out 4 inches at first. For the wideness, I cut out 4 inches, and then I took 1/2 inch in on the upper and the lower part. So I'm left with 3 inches. So by the time you fold it into 2, you'll be left with the 1.5 inches. You can use at 2 inches for yours, or the same 1.5 inches. So I've marked the midpoint of this fabric strap. So when you get the length you want, go ahead to get the midpoint of the fabric strap and then merge it to the point of the neckline, the center back that you notched initially. Insert it this way in between that 1/2 inch that you folded. Use your pin to hold it down this way, and then start stitching from that point. So you're inserting this open part of your dress into the strap, into the band. So when you get that length you want, get the midpoint of the band and then insert this open part all the way down to the full length of your dress. Insert it and then stitch it together. Start it this way and stitch it all the way down. So when you're done with that part, come over to the other side. That's all the way down. When you're done with that part, come over to the other side and do the same thing. So when I'm done, I will show you guys. So after inserting the collar strap all the way around the open area, this is what it looks like. You can see how neat this came out. The next thing is to determine where you want the front neckline to stop. So I'm going to come down to 10 inches from the highest part of the collar. I'll come down by 10 inches and also mark that 10 inches on the wrong side. I'll mark it by 10 inches on the wrong side as well, so that when I'm stitching I'll know where to stop. So I flip it over now to the wrong side, and I'm going to merge the center points this way. Starting from that 10 inches mark, I'm going to just join them together. So you join them using less than 1/2 inch. So just join it almost close to the edge of the fabric. Go ahead to stitch it together all the way down. So I want to have a little slit at the lower part, so I'm going to take 6 inches from the base. I came up by 6 inches and then I'll stop stitching at that point. So make sure the stitching allowance is very little, not up to 1/2 inch, all the way up. So when I'm done, I will show you guys. So guys, after closing up the center area, this is what it looks like. You can see how neat it came out. So right now I'm going to finish up the base of the dress. I'm going to fold in twice. I have 1.5 inch for that lower part finishing, and when I'm done I'll move over to the sleeve. So because I don't want the sleeve to be shorter than this, I'm going to use a bias strip to finish up the base of the sleeve. I'm going to just stitch it on it and use it to turn it over. So when I'm done doing all of that, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after I finished up the sleeve opening, this is what it looks like. And yes, I used this bias strip to finish it up so that it doesn't reduce the length of my sleeve. And I did the same thing for the other side and ironed it out. I have also folded the base of the dress twice and stitched it all the way around it. So this is what we have. So the next thing to do is to create the drawstring casing. So I'm going to just take my tape roll. So from the shoulder, I'm going to come down by 16 inches. So that measurement is my shoulder to my half length, which is like my high waist. So I'm going to come down by 16 inches and just mark it on this side. I'll do the same thing for the other side, and then I'll just go ahead to mark that 16 inches. So after that, I'm going to flip it to the back and also mark the same 16 inches. So you can decide to do all this before you close the center front. It is going to be easier for you. So I'll just connect the lines together. This line is going to serve as a guideline to insert the drawstring casing. So this is what we have after inserting. The next thing is to get the length of fabric we're going to need to create the casing. So to get the length of fabric you're going to need for your drawstring casing, the first thing is to determine where you want it to start. So mine is starting from the center of this collar. So to start here and also start end at the other side. So I'm going to measure from that point I just marked now all the way to the edge. I have 13.5 inches there, and I also have 13.5 inches here. So I'm going to add it to whatever I get at the back. Whatever I got at the back. So I added everything together and it was about 57 inches. So I have my fabric cut out here already, and the wideness of the fabric I used was 2 inches. So I folded in half an inch on both sides, so I am left with 1 inch for my drawstring casing. So I'm going to come over to the starting point of one of the lines, and then I'll fold in the edge of this fabric, and then I'll place it on the midpoint of the line this way. So making sure that that line is at the center of this fabric, and then I'll use my pins to hold it down. So use your pins to hold down the fabric strap you just cut out at the midpoint directly on the line. So use your pins to hold it down all the way around it. So like I said, you can decide to leave the center area of your dress opened until you are done with all this part, so that you don't find it difficult when you want to sew it. So after using the pins to hold it down, this is what it looks like. So I made sure the pins are at the center of the fabric. So right now I'm going to take it and sew it on the individual fabric all the way around it, on the upper and on the lower side. So I'll start with the upper part and stitch it all around, and then I'll close up the lower part as well. So these openings in front are going to be where we'll pass the drawstring through. So I'll go ahead to stitch this fabric strap down, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. So after stitching down the drawstring casing, this is what it looks like. So I'm going to show you guys how to pass the drawstring into that casing now. And I have this fabric I have cut out here, so it can go around my waist 2 times, like times 2 of my round waist measurement. That is the length of the fabric, and I've already folded it. So I'm going to pass it into my pin just the way we pass in our elastic. I'm going to pass it in into that opening, and then I'll go ahead to just pull the pin into the opening with the fabric, with the strap. So just keep passing it into that casing this way all the way around the waistline. So keep passing the fabric strap into it this way until it comes out on the other side. So after successfully passing it out, this is what we have. So I'm going to just adjust it now. So go ahead to adjust the rope now so that it becomes equal on the outside. So you have to pull one side in so that what you have outside is equal. So I'll go ahead to adjust it now and show you guys when I'm done. So guys, after adjusting the rope, this is what we have. So when you wear it, you just pull it on the waistline to give a fitted waist look. So the last and final thing to do is to insert the pockets. So for the pockets, I've gone ahead to cut out the fabrics I'll be using, and this is one of it. I folded in all the edges with my iron to get the neat finishing. So the dimension of the fabric for the wideness of the pocket, I have 7 inches after folding in all the edges, and the length of the pocket is 9 inches. So you can work with whatever size of pocket you want. So to place the pocket, I'm going to come down from this point where I attach this casing by 2 inches. I'm going to come down by 2 inches. So I'll mark out a line there, and then from this place I attach the band, I'm going to take coming again by 2 inches. So my pocket is going to start on this line, so I'm going to place it this way from that 2 inches that I marked, and then I'll use my pins to hold it down. So I've already used my pins to hold down one of the pockets, the one on this side. So right now I'm going to take it to my sewing machine. On the front panel alone, I'm going to stitch down the pocket all the way around it. So you can decide to do all of this before you close up the center front. I did mine this way for teaching purpose. So I'm going to stitch it on the front panel alone all the way around it, and leave the upper part open because that's where your hand will go through. So after doing that, that's where I'll be ending the video. So this is where we end this video for today. I hope you guys found it useful, and I hope you learned something new. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, share this video to your loved ones, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.